Pog Zen, I know. Godspeed. You could actually maybe do it on this comp because the enemy team's a shitfest. We'll see. Okay. I'm just going to start the VOD again, fresh. Welcome to Overwatch. Welcome to another episode of Coach of the Many. Today we're going to be talking about support, I guess. Baptiste Ana, although we're studying on Zen. I imagine we're not staying on Zen for a reason. So we had this chat at like the end of the previous review, which is like why people don't play Zenyatta, and it's because the DPS can't be leveraged because you're shooting barriers all day, and it's Doomfist exists. The nice thing about the enemy team is they're a mess. We started like right in the action, so I'm going to just go to our team very quickly. The issue that we face as well is that we don't do much healing. We do have Moira, who can like shore up our healing volume, but beyond that, yeah, like we can definitely help Hanzo like do his flanks. Ethot here is probably going to be playing behind barriers, so she's going to probably not need our healing too much, but Hanzo is probably where I want to put it. Hog as well, just if he wants to go and poke around. The nice thing, and I sort of mentioned this, is the enemy team is a complete mess. Which is Zarya Orisa is the anti-synergy. It might actually be a lot better next patch, where the Zarya can like shore up the Orisa when the Orisa barrier dies. As it is right now, the Orisa barrier never dies, so the Zarya never gets charged. So they are like literal anti-synergy. Okay, yeah, we want to do charge shots. Good, just put them through. Yep, that's Rialto. Brr, 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 brr. That's pretty much my experience on Rialto as well. The only thing I would recommend with this is when you do this tuck in. So you don't go out this way, you either tuck like here, or you tuck over here, and you just stay behind the Orisa. And then you like peek this way. Yeah, coming back here, like I'm always aware of that flank, because someone will always come out of that flank and just do that to you. So just be aware of that one. Skip us forward. Okay, we're on the Zen still. I want to be charging. Charging. Always be charging. If you aren't in combat, be charging. And especially in this meta, like you need to have the big whacks of damage. Just doing left clicks into stuff isn't just gonna work. You need big bursts of damage. So like I don't like this dead time, and yeah. Like, we come out, we get the heal, we should be charging as we come out here. And you're not even looking to really hit anything, you're just looking to, like, spam corners. As insane as it sounds, you just fire your orbs through these corners. And I guarantee you'll collect headshots. And as you do, and as you get better at predicting people, you'll find you'll just get more and more kills. And it's not even that you're looking for kills, necessarily. It's like, if you can get damage in places, you're just going to get your transcendence that much faster. And if you're playing Zen, you need those trances. Discord. Godspeed. Yep. Yep. That's Zen. Excuse me, Overwatch? Watch this arrow. Hello? What? Fuck Hanzo. Oh, Hanzo is such a high skill sniper, guys. I shot 2 feet above her head and it still counted. Fuck me. I hate it. It's fine, we gave him 6 spammable shots. To actually try and make this hero function. It's only the most annoying thing in the world. It legitimately drives me crazy, guys. So again, charge, charge. No, you actually did need to touch up. I would love to see this orb go somewhere. Okay, yeah. This is when I mentioned in the last coaching, like the idea of off heals. This guy, he doesn't need healing right now, but I can 3,000% guarantee you he's going to need healing in about 0.2 seconds. Yeah, this is on us as Zen, and it's about like this is why I really try and drill down in people's heads on the concept of support. It isn't healing. I'll spam the orb like mad at that moment, okay? I believe you. It's just... because support to me is realizing, okay, and I see that we like see him and we track him. We go for it, and for some reason it doesn't. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Because it looks like we go for the heal orb. But yeah, we do realize. Let me finish this point anyway. Which is like... oh, this Hanzo wants to make a play. He wants to go and peek out from above here. I should put a heal orb on him as insurance. So if he didn't get halted off there, he still has healing. He can still do things from there safely, and it's fine. I actually like the fact that we killed the barrier there. Fine with the orb going on Bob a little bit. Makes Bob very dangerous, actually. Back out of that doorway. So here's a valuable lesson. If you start seeing something like this come through, yeah. Notice that we took a big chunk of damage. Get this doorway out of line of sight as fast as possible. The reason why, and like I'm super paranoid about this on Zen, is because Transcendence, and not just Transcendence, the threat of Transcendence is so huge that they need to really respect it when you're alive. When you're dead, they will realize it very quickly, and stuff like the Zarya and the Hanzo, and I know he doesn't have ult here, but Hanzo, even Bob, Nano Boost, they all become like much more powerful because they realize, oh, we got the big opening because the Zen's dead, I can do things. And even though we don't have it technically, the threat that we could have it is enough to slow them down sometimes. So when you start seeing like arrows come through here, like I would just be going right as fast as possible. I would just be like going this way and not this way. Because I want to just get out of the line of sight of this door. I want to minimize it, so I want to like pull the perspective of it away, so it gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and so the window for him to shoot me is gone. And so when we just like back away from this, it's still like, if you think about like what this Hanzo might have seen, and like this is very, very important in terms of like logic. If this Hanzo sees us and shoots at us intentionally, which he isn't doing, he's just spamming storm arrows through a doorway, but let's pretend he's intelligent, and he goes, there's a Zen right there. Okay, I need to dodge this Roadhog. So he dodges. He still knows the Zen's there, so he dodges, and then he realizes he's got Nano healing him, so he comes back, and he puts his crosshair in the same place as the Zen was before, fires again, there's a good chance he can kill you. So it's important to just like also disrupt his perspective and his aim. And yeah, the safest way to do that would just be to go this way. Like try and go this way and then keep the profile of the door as small as possible, get yourself out of the doorway. Hope that Roadhog kind of realizes and gets in front of you, because Roadhog won't die to a Hanzo, and yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, this is better. This is nice. This is tasty. This is less tasty. Want to see them charge shots. There we go. Nice. I like the consideration we had as well, which is we considered just firing it here. That's 100% okay. But I like the fact that we adapted when the barrier went down. It's like, oh yeah. And it's again, it's not about killing people. It's about just getting some damage out, because that charges up your Transcendence. And that's very important. Where's our Discord orb? Please? 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 In instances like this, it doesn't even matter where you put it. Just let's get it somewhere. Like you can't hear because they got the barrier up, fair enough. Fire, and then instantly E. E. Doesn't matter who you put it on, as long as you get it on someone. It's a lot of extra damage. I'd also move that orb. Yep. That's fine. Kind of. It's not ideal, but hey. We haven't had a Discord orb out in a while. There we go. We got him. We got him, champ. Yeah, this is kind of the problem with Zen. We'll talk about this in detail after this fight is over. Okay. This is why Zen is less favored in the meta, which is just look at how much damage comes out during this fight. So they use Supercharger. We don't quite have the Transcendence for that, so we can't save the Hanzo. We can keep pace with the damage now, because of course we can. And then at this point, it's like, okay, I know the Orisa's caught off with a anti, but like Baptiste would have such an easier time, for example, trying to keep people alive during all this. Sure, some of it's one-shots. Like, the Ashe is a bit out of place here, but hey. You just don't have the useful cooldowns that you used to. If Zen can't kill people, you can't really play Zen. It's a sad part. That's kind of good for you guys, although the Orisa is very out of position. Okay. Coming out with the Baptiste. I do like myself some Baptiste. It's kind of just a better Soldier 76 at this point. Good eyes. I like our position. At the moment, you just want to like wait for your team to regroup a little bit. I'm slightly less keen on that. In general, you can kind of let Roadhogs do this on their own a little bit, and this is kind of safe. But I just don't like taking my eyes off the team. That's just more me. Like if he wants to do that, that's on him. It's fine though, as long as you don't do that for anything. Like if someone goes super far, or goes super nuts, and you just get back to the team. Because the power of the Baptiste Moira, and like this is why knowing these combos is so important. The real power of Baptiste Moira is just the sheer volume of healing. Like you heal so much. Let's talk about this immortality field. So to me, the cue for the immortality field is once this nade lands. And I'm not the happiest with its position. And you know, it's kind of obvious why. It's just right in the middle. Personally, once this landed here, I would have probably just like gone, okay, they are definitely pushing. I'm probably just going to lob it here. And just have it so it projects out here. Having the field down is in a slightly awkward position for these two is fine, because you can heal them and they can get into it. It'll keep the Doomfist alive, and it's somewhere safe for you guys to fight. It's also like, if you are going to take this fight, you are going to fight in this doorway. So, this is where you fight, no matter what. Whereas with this, it's too easy for them to remove it. You'd be amazed at like how well a well-positioned immortality field slows down the enemy team. Looks like we still might be okay. Nope. Definitely not. Oh, no. Doomfist. Let's kill 2 people. Okay. You might as well left-click hit. Good field. So this field I'm happier about. Like, the reason why I say good field on this one is just because it's like, this one's panic. The anti-ed, they're pulled, and yeah, we get the field out, like, the moment it's off cooldown, and we just try and save a life with it as quickly as possible. You almost get it. It's the right reaction, like, there's nothing wrong with what we did there, really. So at this stage, so I agree with holding on to the window at this stage. Like, we should be keeping a hold of it. We really don't want to be using it straight away. But what we do want to be using is when the fight looks like, you know, we are going to die, and if we still end up losing this fight, like, this is the last opportunity we're probably going to get. Either you use it now, and it maybe helps, or you don't get to use it at all, basically. So I would have probably just, like, spammed it. Like, to me, the best thing I can do in this instance is to just try and shove my window, like, here. So that at least some people can kind of shoot through it, maybe. Because you are going to die here. Either that, or if you really feel bold, you can maybe, like, try and shove it here. Like, when we're falling back, and you just try and throw it up here. But with an Orisa grinding into our face, we can't do anything about it. Should have just dropped the amp. Yep. Team still holding on. Genji needs healing. We are going to get to use it, though. They fucked up. I'm not the keenest on our use of Immortality Field there, but I'll explain why in a second. So, we're coming out. The weird thing to realize here is like this Immortality Field is ridiculously important. This Immortality Field is the difference between life and death for probably 2 of your team at this second. And in instances like this, it's generally the case of like this Immortality Field will break or make the defense. And so it's important to get it out quickly, but it's more important to get it out correctly. And the place that I would generally try and lob it is literally right on the payload. Just because that's where people are going to be fighting, right? And this is just like more generalized tips is like, okay, in these instances, people are going to be contesting the payload. You want to keep those people alive. You just want to throw in an extra thing that's 200 hit points for them to try and deal with, and they will really struggle with that. Because changing that target is difficult. I'm actually okay with that. I would be perfectly fine. Do not be afraid to just like lob it to put your field like here or like here. Your window rather, to put it like there or there, just for your own healing benefit. It's a really, really undersung benefit, and if someone bitches at you, it's like, you just tell them, yeah, I just wanted the extra heals. Like, it doubles your healing output. It is really good. Window is lamp. Oh, sorry, not lamp. Window is the damage amp. It's just the common call out for it. That's why it's the common call out for it, because amp, lamp, like you can't say amplification matrix. It's like in the pro scene, coalescence is just called coal. Or coal. Generally just coal. Fortify is gold, yep. Or fort, gold. Good. A little bit too far forward, but hey, that might have been fixed on the patch that came out recently. No, we just lobbed that too far forward. Just a little bit shorter. The disc has like a very weird arc, and I like as someone who plays Junkrat, as I know you do, it's a very, very unusual thing. It just has like a much flatter arc than you would expect. It really does fly like a frisbee. Like you expect it to be like lobbed like a projectile, and it's like that, but it really is. It sails to places. It's much, much, much flatter, which means that if you want it close, you really do kind of have to just direct it at the ground, and it will just go kind of straight there. It has like a tendency to kind of float, which can be very useful, but it does sort of fuck with your perception. And that's the only way to really learn it, is to just use it in-game a lot. You can try playing around with it a bit and like, you know, just load up a map and just try throwing it places and just see kind of how it floats. The weirdest interaction I find is when it bounces off walls as well. It's much more bouncy than you would expect. It feels like the way that I have it in my head is it honestly feels like it's made out of styrofoam. Like that's how I have it in my head. It floats like it's made out of styrofoam, and it bounces like it's made out of styrofoam. That one's a bit preemptive. No. Yeah, you're fine doing that. Like, because these ones annoy me as well. Like, I hate having to do this one. I hate having to use this, this lamp. But if you don't and the Orisa dies, you just know that she's going to turn around and go, "Oh my god, Baptiste, you should use the lamp." But now you don't have it, and they know that you don't have it. Yeah, 100% window that. Good, okay. This is what I was hoping you would do, and I'm glad to see it happen. Which is, when this window is up, you need to be shooting through it as well. This Orisa, the enemy Orisa, kind of fucks up by just dumping her barrier in front of your window. So what you can do here is there's a very good rhythm to Baptiste's fire, which is, it goes gun, heal. Right, it's like gun heal, gun heal, gun heal. So if you just hold down both mouse buttons, what you can do is you can shoot, aim down, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal, shoot, heal. And it's like a very, very easy rhythm to get into. And because you're just looking to shoot the barrier, you can't do the shoot in a tech next patch, can't you? Have they taken that out? That would suck. Because all I tend to do, you're not looking for accuracy in these instances. You're just looking to shoot your left click through this and put your grenade on the floor. So it's literally just boost, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just hold both mouse buttons. It works incredibly well. The hard part, and like I struggle with this as well, by the way, is knowing when to stop shooting, and now's the time to stop shooting. But honestly, like, this was a good use of the BAP ult, and like a good demonstration of the strength of the BAP ult. Yeah, get them right clicks out. Make sure you're putting them through the field, or through the matrix. Very minor but kind of important thing is I will press shift here, because you see the Doomfist go over, and even though he's purple, so you see him, like this is where awareness is so critical. You see him and he's like on low hit points, and in your head you're going, okay, I can't heal him, but I can heal him in a couple of seconds. A couple of seconds have passed. I would press shift now, because what it does is applies the hot to him, heal over time. It will go on him, and by the time that this wears off, he would be getting healed. And you aren't looking to like top him off or get this efficient. You just want to start healing him the moment that this goes, and it gives you enough time to maybe turn and put some healing onto him. You just want to get him out of these critical low hit point areas. And as the fight's winding down, just pressing shift, yeah, getting that big old AoE heal out. It's a very useful heal. It's a lot better than you would expect, that heal. Like, it's a very, very powerful button. So if you could just like slap a heal over time onto people, it's great. Okay, good, good. Just, yep. This annoys the shit out of me about Hammonds, by the way. Hammond players, you are a nightmare. Which is, they run back to get healed and you start healing them. And you're like halfway through healing them and then they go out again. And it's like, no, you have like 600 hit points. It takes a long time to heal you. And I've got to kind of just focus on healing you and nobody else if I'm going to do that. It's very annoying. God help us if you have to try and heal Hammond as Zenyatta. Yeah. 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 The reason why I'm like deliberating is like, is this really necessary? And I would probably have done the same. The reason why I say it's necessary is because it's not the Hammond slap that's the danger, it's the knock-up into someone like the Hammond, just like, no Hammond, the Hanzo just like nailing your Genji. So this gives you insurance and keeps people alive. Good window. Don't worry about dealing damage to him. Yeah. Took us a second, but hey, we got it. Good. So we're about getting the heal over time onto people. Want to move into that? Good. Should be okay. Looks like we're winning this fight. Nice. Let's talk about this fight. The only thing I would say is, and this is like a general rule of thumb to like everybody on every fucking role, is ignore the goddamn Hammond. I actually want to time that out. We won't have seconds. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 4 seconds of time that Hammond just occupied. Though could have been like 4 heal grenades. Maybe not quite 4, maybe like 3 heal grenades. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by the Hammond. So many people do. That's what he's there for. Is you shoot at him, like this Doomfist is getting distracted by him, and then he just runs off. Don't let yourself get distracted. Does the healing of his orbs change in radius? Do you mean his grenades? If so, no, I don't think they do actually. I think his heals are just the same no matter where they land. Even then, you should be centering them just to like maximize probabilities, but don't worry about getting direct hits. The key thing is consistency. Like, you just want to be applying heals as consistently as possible to as many people as possible. If you're trying to do direct hits on Baptiste, you're gonna have a sad time. No. So you just left spawn, and you got a Moira. The nice thing about playing with Moira is that you know that you're going to have shitloads of healing at the start of a fight, which is like now. Moira throws a heal orb. Honestly, that's fine. Anything that's going to kill you at this distance is going to one-shot you. Nothing is going to kill you faster than you two can deal with it. So you don't actually need to do this. If you had like a Lucio, then you can do this, because it just makes the Lucio's passive healing twice as good. But yeah, otherwise just like don't bother with that grenade. You want to save it. Next thing I want to see is how we do this cross. Okay. You've triggered me. I'm triggered. Hashtag triggered. So this bridge is a nightmare as support, because you have two choices. You either go in with the rest of the team, which I don't like, because being up here as Ana or being like here as Ana is not very useful. So the way that I would tend to play it is I would just tend to play it like back here. And the reason why I don't want to go anywhere near the bridge is because if something swings in from this side, like a Lucio or like a Hammond comes round and boops you, you just don't want to be in like boop range. You want to be able to like catch them out doing it. And so like going here has no, like, it has the barrier in front of us, but Orisa should move that in a second anyway. And then we're like on the bridge. I'm paranoid about these Lucios. Like, they're looking for their front page of Reddit posts. They're looking for all that good shit. Just be careful. And I'm not saying like stand out in the open, like in this instance where this barrier is. Like, yeah, you can just probably play from here. Like, you'll be safe from any Widow, as long as the barrier stays in front. The issue is when the barrier moves, then that's going to be scary, but hey, the Widow needs to swap now. And like, where we were about, like, ooh, not mute, unmute. About here is fine. Like, this is a hard place to boop us. Like, I'd say about here is where I'd probably be playing from. Which means that once they're across, and once the payload is across, I will then cross, and then if they kill me, and it's just me alone, they can probably kill the Lucio behind or whatever, and that's fine, or they can kill the Hammond, maybe, probably not, but hey. And I can just heal from here kind of unmolested. But it's like being very, very careful about this bridge. I'm very paranoid about it. Yep, sleep, run, keep running. Yep. I don't know if you can do it on PC, but on Xbox you can hold both damage and healing. It shoots both rapidly. Well, apparently next patch you won't be able to do that. So that's going to stop working. Yes, you can do it on PC. It's only a good idea when accuracy is unimportant. So if you're just shooting into their tanks, or if you're shooting into barriers, then sure. But the moment you need to actually aim, focus on one. Don't try and do both at the same time. You'll just do neither. Okay. Well, the Roadhogs cancelled each other out. Wish this Orisa would slow it down a little bit. Again, overeager with the nade. You don't need it. I appreciate that the halt is like a trigger for you to do it, and I was fine with it when you did it like back here, because so many people get caught in it. Okay, they're going to take damage. The trick is to get them as they're landing, so this is just a little bit late. Like, instead of that shot, that should have just been the nade instantly. The thing with the halt is it pulls them up, and then they all drop straight down normally. So if you watch the halt animation, lifted, And sure, it pulled them all straight up, but generally, unless they like go gold halfway through, they'll like launch into the air, although they fixed that bug. So probably not anymore. They all drop straight down, so you can just throw the grenade at where they're going to land, get them. But with this one, forward, forward, forward. Like, by the time you're coming around the corner, you already know that they're kind of okay. So this is the line. This is what we were talking about with the Reinhardt coaching, which is the importance of line of sight. We get distracted though. Like this is a little bit on us, a little bit on the Orisa. Like the Orisa going around this corner is a big problem. Like this should put the fear of God into any tank going around this corner, right? Because you just cut off your support line. She's doing it without a barrier. She's doing it just on like no hit points. Yeah, this is completely on the Orisa. Don't do that, people. Oh, he's starting his own death warrant as well. Just get out, 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 get out! You're gonna die! Get into position. Very lucky. Nice. Whoa! What do I do? Sleep the water! Ah! Fair enough. Just amused. I love it. I love it. Let's start working our way around. I'm okay with that. Like, that grenade I'm actually kind of okay with, because we're out of line of sight for so long that... Like, I'm figuring at this point, and like, this is partially on us with our positioning. We need to be moving around, so... The thing with Ana is, like, thinking about sight lines a lot. So this is Rialto. This is the bridge, and there's like the platform up here. It's like the balcony, and then you got like the building here. And we are currently here. So we can cover this area, basically. Like this is what we're seeing right now. Is this space is in our field of view. But our team wants to push this way. They want to go around the corner. So we need to be preparing ourselves to go around that corner by swinging around and getting to like here. Then we can start covering this. And then moving up so we can cover this. And it's just like setting up that next step in your head of, oh shit, I need to be around there. Luckily the Moira has kind of got it covered with Coalescence, so she can just like pump this healing through and that should keep people alive. But the reason why we're worried here is because we're like coming around the corner too late, so we feel like we need to play catch up, and so we throw the grenade. And it's not terrible to do this by any means. It's like good realization that, oh, we haven't healed in a while, so we're probably going to need to like catch up on the heals when we get around here. But we shouldn't need to be in that position in the first place. Okay, who are you going to nano? Because this is a replay, I can't tell if you press tab ever or not. It tilts me as well. Don't bother at this point. Yeah. This is something that Genji players never seem to realize, which is when there's like 5 people stood in front of you as Ana, you can't just nano him. It's something that he should be calling for as well, or like, I'm gonna go for it, and you should be prepared for that. It looks like he does kind of the right... He has the right idea, it's just it feels like he didn't call for it. I think I do hear though, I want to listen to this carefully. Because I think I can very quietly hear, although I think it's Hanzo, who's saying like, my ultimate is almost ready. Because what the Genji should be doing is like mashing Z and going like, my ultimate's ready, my ultimate's ready, my ultimate's ready, my ultimate's ready. And that should be like a good signal to you of, oh shit, I need to find the Genji. And then you can go and grab him. Because he does do the right thing on like, he comes out here, he dashes very clearly into the sky, and then we can get him. But yeah, this is always going to be awkward for us. Like when the Ana's healing a shitload, it's not very easy. I can't tell you the amount of times, yeah, like people will do it all the time. What I am happy about is you could have maybe got away with doing it now, but I see that you sort of hesitate. You can actually get away with doing it now and still get like 2-3 swings on the blade. But yeah, you're fine holding off. Like, your team was winning the fight. It's all good. Nano to Mercy yesterday. Honestly, Nano Mercy, force to behold. This is greedy. Yeah. This triggers me. So what you're doing right now is you're searching for a kill. I appreciate that you're trying to support these two people who have gone like way out of your line of sight. That is on them. Because what happens here... Okay, they just killed the Widow, thank God. But there's still the McCree. And you can even hear the shots. There's McCree, there's Roadhog. Roadhog's over there at least. We don't be in this choke. Why are we here? This is nowhere for an Nano to be. Be very, very cognizant of like this position is really bad for us. Because we're vulnerable from the front, we're vulnerable from the left, we're vulnerable from the right. The left is relatively secure, but the right, that's wide open. For me, it's people walking in front of me when I go for a grenade. Yeah. And the thing with the grenade is when it like spawns in Anna's head, it feels like. Or like next to her head. So if someone stood next to you and you throw the grenade, it literally just explodes and it doesn't even enter your line of sight. Like, I can't see my hand here, right? My hand's like next to my head. I can't see it. It's literally just on the edge of my peripheral vision. And you'll see, like, you'll start the animation, you'll throw it, and you normally expect to like see the grenade as a projectile go in front of you. And then explode, and sure, it'll like go, psh, baby. But sometimes it just doesn't even pop out, it just goes, psh, and you don't see the nade. It's very annoying. Or that happens. That's another good example. Where someone, like, dodges your nade, and because he's dodged it, it would have been a beauty of a nade, hit 3 people, picked everyone back up, but no. Genji had to fucking jump, like a spaz. Rule of thumb, Genji always jumps. I'm hoping at this point we press tab and we've checked who could benefit from our ult. Who can benefit from our ult? Yeah, it's going to be used as a Hail Mary. You're just going to have to use it to save a tank, maybe. A little bit aggressive on that nade. The thing with nades is like... This is a habit that I had to break myself out of. And so I'm going to push you to do it as well, which is don't just throw them willy-nilly. Like, it feels good to hit 3 people with this and have all that extra bonus healing, but it's such a strong resource that just using it when you don't need it really does deny you of some good opportunities. Like, with this barrier placement, you can just get around here, and yes, you'll just throw it into the Orisa, because the Orisa is in our face. But you have opportunities to, like, come around that corner, throw a grenade, for example, if the Orisa just sort of gets out of your way for 2 seconds. Like, cool. Very nice. Well. So whether Genji's gonna go, oh my god, I didn't have Dragon Blade, why did you nano me? And you're like, well, I wanted the hog. Very, 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 yeah. I completely see you going for the hog here. Very important thing to go into is go into your options and lower the, or like increase the sensitivity of this so that it focuses more on what you're aiming at. Because right now, basically what it's doing is it's scanning your screen and it's pretty much scanning like this and going, oh, there's someone here. Clearly you wanted to target this person. No, you very, 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 very rarely want to ever target this person. Or this person. So fiddle with the slider in the options, and you can have it where it is very like narrow on your crosshair. I think mine's more like this, and it's generally a lot more tailored to what I'm pointing at. If you're feeling really bold, you can have it like very focused around your crosshair, but that makes me feel antsy. I'm kind of used to it enough being a little bit fucky, where I kind of know how to predict the fuckiness and make that work to my advantage. So yeah. Is okay. It's fine. Next patch, Genji will have a whole 6 more shurikens to miss people with. Great nade. Superb nade. Should kill the Orisa. Just focus on keeping people alive. This Doomfist did something that just tilts the shit out of me. Oh no, okay. Because I heard the voice line. I don't know if he was like, "I need healing," and it's like, yeah, you've just literally walked behind me, dude. The key to getting heals out of an Ana and a Moira and a Baptiste is to just stand in front of them. It is very triggering. If you are like, if this tank is on like 2 hit points and Doomfist here, who like takes a tiny shred of damage, steps in front of you, but yeah, it's always worth mentioning. But yeah, she just gets hooked and dies. Nothing you could have done about that. Let's get ready to deal with this boy. Good. Put that cargo crate to sleep. It's having a nap. Play around the corner. So, important thing here. This is a good way to sync up with your Genji. So he's just gone, "My blade is ready to be unleashed," in his very Genji way. Just worth pressing Z a few times just to say, like, "I've almost got it. I've got 70% charge." Just let him know the status of your ult. Don't know where that flashbang. I'm guessing it's from above. Yeah, it's from above. Lul. Pity we don't have the nade there, but incredible shot out of there, Ana. On the bright side, hey, this is going to give you a nano. Maybe not. The team honestly should be like not pushing very hard here, but your team should not. Do not blade. Do not nano. Good. As my bad, that nothing there was your fault. It's just aside from not informing the Genji of your ult status, but it looks like he's keeping track of it. Play very carefully. They have a Widow. Classic! Oh yes, this is the one I'm talking about. Beautiful. 110% Ana experience right there. Okay. Okay, so the issue with this, I don't know whether he was calling for it or not, but basically you've kind of just cucked him. It works out because there's like, their team stacks up like crazy, but the weakness of Nano first, then Blade, especially when he's like gone and done the deflect like this, is like, he now cannot get value out of that. He also will have to engage right now. It is extremely telegraphed, which is why it's best when they do the dash. Like, where the dash up works for the Nano is, A, it gives you a clear target, and B, it generally syncs you both up so that he's pressing Q while you're pressing Q, and so they don't have like a easy tell that it's coming, aside from, oh, he's gone up, it's probably coming, okay, now he's coming. If they don't see that or don't spot that, you know, it's much easier to miss that than it is to miss this. So it's very, very telegraphed. It's very, very dangerous. And this is not like a good engagement path for him. Even with the nano boost, he's still got to like go straight into the enemy team here, which isn't ideal, because they're all going to be just like firing this way. And no matter what, he's going to be taking damage. Like, even with nano, it's still very killable. Oh, these grenades. These grenades are hashtag life. Literally jumps it. Look. Whoop. What the fuck? I think she actually died. Yeah, she dies just before it lands. But I think she is still jumping as well. Whoop. Goes under. Also, there's no healing nanoing before he goes in. Actually, I think the intent there was partially healing. Like, looking at this nano, the thing I read from this nano is, oh shit, Genji might die, and Genji is super low, so I will heal him with it. As you see, he's half. And it's like, well, fuck, now or never, I've got to go. The actual play here is that the Genji doesn't do this stupid as fuck deflect, and doesn't, like, jump in front of his entire team. And your team sets up properly. Also, I think you missed an opportunity there. So it looks like the hog got something. Like I heard the hook connect. Yeah, there's something there. I would just fire my sleep dart into that if I were you. Looks like you got their hog. Free kill. I think we're worried more about the Genji. Like the ideal here is that your team swings to the side and just like plays from here, breaks the barrier and then goes in. Rather than like just staying here and taking this stupid fight against them. It's okay though. Oh god, these nades. Yep. The underexperienced. Okay. Yeah, respect the shit out of the Widow. Good. You can just play from here. Yeah, the Roadhog's fine. He's gonna come to you. No. Do not do it. I know it's really tempting. It messes with you. This takes a lot of... It just takes some self-reflection, I find, to figure out that this doesn't work. Because, you know, I go in for this a lot as well, and it's just realizing, no, do not wait for him to do that. Instead, try and aim for where he's going to land. And then get that instead. Much, much easier. Like, because the weird timings of it, like, it just... He's up there, and, like, it takes just long enough for you to pull it out and fire, and you'll miss every single time. Guarantee you'll miss every time. He should not get away with that. He's going to get away with that, though. That's tilting. Like, yeah, he should not be allowed to do that. That's not really on you. That's him taking a huge risk, basically, and it pays off. Yeah. The McCree caught me by complete surprise. Yep. It should. Like, basically what he's done is he's realized that his team's kind of boned, and so he's just gone and taken a massive risk by going for this flank. Because basically, you know, if this hog sees him and gets a hook, he's just fed. He's fed his fucking brains out. The Moira notices him, but yeah, he just kind of goes all in. That's where you take risks. Sometimes they pay off. I don't think anyone expects the flanking McCree, to be honest with you. Do not do it. You're triggering the ever-loving Christ out of me. So why am I triggered? I know there's still kind of fighting happening, but that fighting is going to wrap up any second now. It is very, very common for Widowmakers to like start ranging forward towards the spawn. Even towards like the end of fights like these. Not uncommon at all for the Widowmaker to go up, set up on the bridge, and just watch the spawn for exactly what we're doing. And I see that we're kind of respectful. Like we peek and we see and we see and we're like looking, hopefully, and like, oh, there's no Widow there. There's literally no benefit. Anyone you heal over there, you're just staggering them further. You're not actually helping. And yeah. The threat of... If the Widow pops up here and kills you now, like, you set your team behind another 20 seconds. And that's not good. And like, yeah, we need to just get out of this sight line. Respect the Widow. Okay. Good. Much better. Play with the barriers. Still have this Widow? Don't panic about the orb. Good. You know where the Widow is? Excellent. So, here's the thing. You know the Widow's over there. I would just treat it like the Widow is always over here or like on this side. So this scares me a lot. So I would literally just plant myself here. If you want to heal in there, you don't cross this, basically. Because I'm pretty certain that doesn't hit the wall. Yeah. Like, if the Widow just re-peeks this and just shoots, like, you die. So I would just not give her that chance. Like, there's no need for us to actually cross this gap. There's no benefit to us being in here. There's no real benefit to us being here. No need. Like, it sounds overly paranoid, but you will lose games due to stuff like this. So that nade feels like it's a charger nade, like we want to just get as much healing done as possible. So we're just going to like throw this nade out to try and get that last bit of up charge. Just a little bit early, I think. Like if you just lobbed it in now, oh boy. Generally, if you're looking for ult charge, throwing it at the enemy is a lot better than throwing it at your team. Because that's... Don't panic about Moira orbs. They don't do that much damage. Good job. Good, good, good. Whoa, don't like it. Do they see 9? They see 9. Yeah, they see 9. Even then, just pretending that this fight goes on, because it could very realistically be a 3 up here. This is too early. You don't need to panic to do this. Like, the thing to realize, and this is why, again, it's super important to like keep track of the enemy team. Their way of beating Nano Blade is Coalescence. Like, the way that you beat Nano Blade with this team is maybe Whole Hog, Coalescence. And you just like, the Moira just backpedals and just keeps the beam on him and will eventually grind him down, basically. And will just slowly kill him. But they've just used Coalescence. So if you just set up this blade properly, you just win. You could also just Nano the Reaper as well. Their team is super vulnerable to it. I'd honestly probably say Nanoing Reaper is probably the better play, actually. It's much harder for them to deal with it. Yeah, don't worry too much about like rushing these nanos. We got time. That's why I was so confused, like when the cap came through, because I was like, was that the last couple of seconds? Is that what you did? No, wait, there's 50. What the hell? Lol. Good job, Roadhog. Good job. Right. Biggest thing by far is just that respect to sightlines. Like that triggers me a lot. There are supports you can play more aggressively with. Moira is one of them. Baptiste is kind of another. You can kind of be a little bit more aggressive with your positioning. Like, they have buttons that will keep them alive, but even then, against enemy Widowmakers, you just got to give them the respect. And I think this is why a lot of people tilt against Widow, because they don't give her that respect. But they just assume that, oh, I can just stand here. Not that, oh, they can literally have the Widow here and she can just blow my head off at this distance. Like, Widow's entire purpose is just to cut off this space. And so it makes me like so paranoid about, well, if they have a good Widow, she will realize, oh, this fight is won. I can just start pushing forward and maybe catch people carelessly walking out of spawn. And it's not even that we are careless, it's that we do respect the Widow and like we stop here. And this is correct. You've lost the fight. Again, think in terms of the fight. You've lost the fight. It's over. Wait for your team. Because by doing this, you're giving them opportunities. You're giving their Widow moments to get back in. So it's just, be careful. Definitely don't stop here. If you are going to run out like this, get to this wall as quickly as possible and just stay put here. You can maybe peek inside this doorway if you're feeling super bold. Personally, I would just stay by those crates. Like, I would just sit here and wait. It's boring, but it's important. Because otherwise, you can lose games. Let's see. Other big things is, yeah, grenade uses is just like very aggressive. Just calm down on the grenades every so often. I think what you've got in your head is that you need to grenade when there is like when Moira damage orb comes through and it's like, oh, I should grenade that. And I get it. It's very satisfying to do it, but it's ultimately kind of pointless. Especially when there's a Moira on your team, she can just spin round once like a sprinkler and it's fine. She will just heal everyone. So you don't actually need to worry about it there. And just by keeping a hold of the grenade a little bit longer and like increasing the value of the grenade in your head, you give yourselves more opportunities to get the anti-nades, and anti-nades turn into kills. Where like these grenades, yeah, that's just unnecessary. You don't need that. Like having a grenade here would be super nice, for example. Adapting sightlines. We'll talk about Baptiste in a second, although I think with Baptiste it's 90% let's just work on our frisbees and working on our projectiles. It's the big thing I want to focus on is with this push, I think. Or it's just like setting yourself up to be in the right place for the right time. You do a good job. And catch up. Yeah, again, like this panic nade. There we go. And then like we don't need to be this close. And we definitely don't go and deal with this. Like, this movement here is a result of our positioning being this close, basically. Like, we have to turn full 90 degrees, and then we, like, run up here for safety because we're worried about anything coming around the corner. So we run into this room, heal him, and then we go, oh shit, now I need to heal over here. We run back out here to heal this. We can do all of this from just a little bit further back. Like, it doesn't have to be that far. Like, honestly, you know, pretty much almost occupy this position. I would still probably play further back just to cut off this sight line. So, like, this angle is scary. So just play a little bit further back and just heal down here. And then as we're ready to move around the corner, then you tuck in, then you run in and sort of play. You could, in theory, also play from, like, the doorway to like, over this way. But, yeah. It's just sort of like, I'm safe here. Okay, now we want to move. Now I need to, like, go through my adjustment period and get to my next safe point, I suppose. That's how I think of it, is like, I want to be in a certain place to heal a certain area. Where is the best place for me to do that? And then like this is a good example of like, okay, good pick, our team wants to push up. And it's like they've used Holt, they've used Hook, they don't have a Lucio. We could start preparing to move around here. And I know we're a little bit scared of the Widow, which is like, it's fine being here for now, but then as we're moving around this corner, okay, now we need to go in, especially with the Coalescence. Now's the time to descope and just get moving so that we can catch up. I'm thinking about that. With Baptiste, well, it feels like the discussion on whether or not the heal grenades having a radius actually exists or not was resolved, and apparently they don't. I'm pretty certain they don't have, like, it isn't like a Junkrat grenade or like a Pharah missile. They just heal the same no matter what. It doesn't matter whether it's the center of the boob or at the edge of the boob. It's all the same. It's all good. The key is consistency. It's 100% consistency. Lamp, yeah, we just need to, like, it's shorter than you think, basically. It's where you have to aim. Like, you throw it further than you think, you have to aim shorter than you think. Also, yeah, the other thing I want to minorly comment on is it is fine in fights if you're like in the middle of the team and the fight's just beginning, or the fight's like in a midpoint but everyone's still kind of on full health. Don't be afraid of just pressing shift and getting the heal of time on everybody. It's a very, very useful thing to just put that on everyone, and so you just know that it's ticking up constantly, and it will just keep people alive a little bit better. That's very, very nice. Other than that, like, our window usage seemed okay. Like, I don't have any big complaints with where we were putting it or what we were doing with it. Like, this one's slightly early, but their Orisa, like, fucks up. In general, like, if we want to optimize this play, for example, we would wait for their Orisa to put down the barrier, and then you put the window literally, like, pretty much like that, right? It's like, this was backwards. What the Orisa should do is just put her barrier here, and that, like, blocks this window entirely. So this is, like, the ideal setup for you, because they can't push through this anymore, because if they do, they're going to get a whole face full of damage, and every single shot into this barrier is double damage, which is freaking incredible. So this barrier should fall very quickly. It's like I call it the Orisa bust, where it's just like you wait for them to drop a barrier, especially like when you know that one of their barriers just collapsed and they drop a second one, and then you put a window in front of it and you just blow it up. It's very, very powerful. So it's like, this is very true for Orisas. With Reinhardt, it's a little bit different. Let's talk about with Reinhardt. So let's just take like this setup right here. Actually, give me. Pretty sure I've opened one of these before, so it should be. There's Rialto. Give me the full screen. Give me the full screen. Give me the full screen. Thank you. Right, let's zoom in. Let's just take this area. Actually, give me a better area of the map. Let's see. Let's take this bridge. Okay. Let's say for some godforsaken reason, actually, is that bridge ideal? For the point I want to make, kind of. It's just you'd never realistically like hold here. Ooh, too thick. You never like hold here realistically. I think actually this bit up here will do. Right? This pathway here we're talking about. So if you have barrier, or if you have window as Baptiste, and they have a Reinhardt, what you don't want to do is like the Reinhardt pokes round and you just drop the window here. Because what he'll do is he should just back up. He shouldn't push into that. You want to wait for him to like commit and get to like here once he's fully around the corner and people are shooting at him, and then you just bring the window up and suddenly all the damage he's taking, he's like sees his barrier going down and down and down, and then it goes and he's just dead. Like it really blows people up. If you're feeling really spicy, you can synergize with the Orisa, and then you get both of them, and people just like, it's like the Terminator 2 thing, right? Like the Judgment Day GIF. Where is it? Judgment Day GIF, please. Right, with the fence and the nuclear explosion. And this happens, and then there's like, yeah, this is Reinhardt, right? When that combo goes through, this is literally what he looks like. Okay, he just and his flesh is gone, atomized in a split second. So it's like waiting for him to commit to the push, and once he's far enough in that retreating, like that he can't just drop his barrier and get out, he has to keep it up. You know that you're going to smash his barrier. You know that you might get a kill or two. And it just denies their push completely. So it's just all about like baiting them in and then fighting them. Orisa's the same. You wait for her to drop a barrier. And if they commit to it, you just put down your window almost in front of it. And you just shoot through it. And it just denies the push. And like the way I think of window is generally like a good way of like, if you want to keep fighting us, you will lose. So it's like, it's not like I'm looking for kills with it necessarily. It's just like, no, stop, get back, go away, piss off. And I've had like people on my team go like, why did you window there? And it's like, well, I'm not looking for huge value. I'm not looking for like, oh, we're engaged and I've got to set my window up perfectly. It's like, oh, if you want to push into this, window's up. If everyone just shoots through it, we win. Congratulations. And it's just like that denial. And sometimes you'll get a couple of kills out of it. Sometimes they will just back off, but it's just about denying their push because it's a very, very low cost ultimate. Doesn't take much to charge up. Very, very spammable. And very difficult to like reliably get value out of it. So you don't worry about like, oh, I must set it up to kill 6 people and get all my DPS shooting through it. No, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Otherwise, in terms of guessing SR, I'm pretty sure we've like coached you about 7 million times now, but I can't remember where your SR was. Looking at the teams playing, this is actually a hard one. Like I feel burned by the last one. I'm gonna say 2.4. I'm gonna say 2.4 myself, which is very middle of the road. I'll explain my reasoning. Basic combos are happening. Nano Blade is happening, although it's not being perfectly executed. Teams are kind of pushing as a uniform, but there's like a lot of this overextension stuff. There's like a lot of, not overextension, is like dragging fights out. Like people also like pushing around corners when they don't need to, stuff like that, which is like very, very hallmarks of lower ranks to me. But a very good example was like this bit over here where I was furious, where you like still have people like fighting on a very clearly lost fight, right? The Genji's like trying to survive and stuff like that, and it's like, no, you just die. Like this fight is over. Like the moment this fight ends, these people just need to die on the point as quickly as possible. But instead, you got like the Doomfist and Genji trying to fight their poor little hearts out. Like Doomfist ults. Like that to me is very like, ooh, you aren't thinking about the fight. Let's see if we're guessing SR. We are guessing SR. Just pick a number. Anyone else want to chip in with a guess? Curious to know what you think, but that's my reasoning for 2.4. No one? Nope. Screw all of you then. 2.3. There we go. Someone stepped up to the plate. Bold. I love it. Ooh, I just looked at the SR. Ooh. Ooh. Mmm. Mmm. So I said 2.4. We've got a 2.3. The answer may surprise you. The answer is actually 2.9. Lola, how dare you? How very dare you? I know you've just turned up. Yeah, 2.9. Yeah, I can kind of see it. The big thing is just, those cooldown like it's getting the value out of the cooldowns and knowing when to use them. Immortality field, our instinct seems about right, which is like erring on the side of caution because it is like such a... Immortality field will save people who are on the knife edge, so the moment someone gets towards the knife edge, you want to just throw it out. Whereas grenade, you can't actually save people on the knife edge with grenade, so it's like a very, very difficult cooldown to know how to use properly. I'd say if you refine those things, and also definitely at like 2.9k, definitely stop doing this shit. Like play very safe with your positioning because you will start hitting people who will punish you for it very, very badly. Other than that, thank you for sending in the footage. I'm surprised myself since it's been so long since I played Ana. I mean, it depends on what you did your support placements with as well. Also, just to cap off this as well, first and foremost, send more footage to OAM Reviews, revs at gmail.com. Send them in. Give me your footage. I need it. Thank you, bastards. The other thing I want to finish on, because we were playing Zen, don't play Zen. It will only hurt you. And as someone who looks like Zen, as someone who adores playing Zenyatta, I love playing Zen. He's probably my second favorite hero to play in the game at the moment. You only hurt yourself. Your healing output is too low. You don't get to damage anything. You don't get to do the fun things you get to do with Zen. Transcendence takes too long to charge to get value out of it. It's a bad situation. Then you'll get more Zen use out of the next patch. Yes. Barriers are going to be less of a thing. Zen can help destroy them. You should be able to get some value out of Zen next patch. Doomfist will still be a big problem. Dive will still be a big problem, but you'll see a rise of Zarya as well. Zarya Rhine should come back in a big way, and Zen will help a lot against that. I'm going to replay the 24-minute draw. Don't have comms of the game. Is that good enough? Yes. No replays have comms, so don't worry about it. Just send in your stuff. Right. Otherwise, that's where I'm going to call it. I need to have some food. Tomorrow, I might buy Jedi Fallen Order or whatever it is, because it's reviewing very well and looks quite fun. So I'm kind of interested in it. So we might take a look at that rather than playing this goddamn game, because it just tilts the ever-loving Christ out of me. So we'll see with that. At 7 o'clock, be there, be square. Send in more footage. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subbing. Go on, Q. Overwatch Scrub Club. I love being hosted by you. Makes me feel like a scrub. And yeah, I'll see you next time. It was good. Boy, my voice. Oh, my poor voice. Boy.